sweet, sweet thing is gonna sting when you find out, ladies everywhere. Don't need no, don't need no, don't need no.
Hi everyone, Linda Heldman here for Canadian Beats from Hamilton, Ontario, CCMA's Country Music Week. I am with 3/4 of Nice Horse. Where's our fourth member?
She's back at the stable.
Back at the stable. I like it. This CCMA is exciting for you girls because you are up for a CCMA Award.
Yes, our very first one.
Which is Interactive Artist or Group of the Year.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
We're very excited.
And seeing how much you actually do on social media, you do a lot. So honestly, let's knock the big boys out and show them some girl power, right?
Yeah. Well, and the funny thing is that it doesn't feel like we were so pleased to be nominated for this award, but the hilarious thing is that our social media presence feels really natural to us because we are good friends. We've known each other for a really long time. I mean, Katie and I have known each other for over a decade. Krista and I, we met Krista, 6 years ago or something? And so we've known each other for a long time. And it's just literally what you see on the internet is literally just how we live our lives. So it feels very natural to just put a camera up and film a little bit of it. It's just who we are.
Which is kind of like what we're doing right now.
Exactly.
Oh, that's great. So the three of you arrived today or yesterday?
Yesterday.
Yesterday? Awesome.
Yeah.
Now you're all from out west, Alberta, right?
With the exception of our lovely Tara, because she's actually Ontario.
Oh,
yeah.
And she's the last to arrive yet the closest here.
Come on.
What's up with that?
That's why she wanted to stay in her own bed for as long as possible.
I love it. That's great. Now you girls have a new single out called
Mansplainin.
Mansplainin. I wanted to say something else. We're not going to go there. Mansplainin. I love the song. Love the video. Tell me a bit about that.
It was a song that came about because we experience, as I'm sure you have too, mansplaining in our day-to-day lives, and we would tell these stories while we were in the studio working on the album to our producer Jeff, and he's not a mansplainer. That's just not the way he is. He's surrounded by women constantly in his life, and so he couldn't believe the stories that we would tell him of things that would happen, and he kept saying he'd never even heard the word mansplaining, and he's like, you have to write a song about this. So he literally got us in a room with Tarea Green, and him as well, and we wrote that song, and it turned out. But it turned out to be a single, but it just is. That's just a thing that happens, and we wrote about it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, Tarea Green, former member of Autumn Hill.
Yes.
I miss Autumn Hill as a duo, but she's doing really well as a solo artist.
She's doing some very cool stuff.
My goodness, some of her music that I've heard is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Love it.
We love her,
it.
and also a very strong woman in music, and we want to celebrate. We want to celebrate them because we do have quite a few of them, and we love and respect them, and we figure this is it's a really great opportunity to through Mansplaining to get to celebrate her and our music. It's great.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Jeff. You're talking Jeff Dalziel.
Yes.
And I love him.
He's great. Yes.
I did an interview with him back late May for the
cool.
CMA Ontario Awards because he was up for Producer of the Year.
And won it.
And he won it. He was when we talked, it was like, oh no, I don't stand a chance. And he won, and he came to the media room, and I went, told you so.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Well, I will say he is so humble, but I will say that if there's any man who could be called the fifth horse, I really do feel like it could be Jeff.
Yeah, for
because he really did help us shape what this band became. When we started, I mean, we had started this a lot more casually than what it ended up as. We were just friends that wanted to play together, and when we and then Coalition Music jumped on board to manage us so early on, and they connected us with Jeff to produce the record because they thought he was a perfect fit. And he really was, because his goal was, and he knows we're strong women, and he wanted us to show that to the world. And so he made sure that we played, like, he wanted us to play every single note on that record, and we do pretty much play every single note on that record. And so it was, we really, I feel like, owe a lot to him to helping develop our sound and letting us be who we are as artists.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. Now, I love the graphic for, this is the CD cover, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's the ladies here. I'll try and do a closer version of this, but you're sitting in a booth in like a 50s retro type soda shop restaurant, and you've got this cowboy tied up and on the floor.
Yeah.
I would just like to say that this cowboy did consent to being tied
Yes, he did. He did.
No cowboys were harmed in this
No
video,
cowboys were harmed.
this photo shoot.
He happily consented.
Yeah, he did.
There is sort of a funny story behind that album cover, though.
Yeah, that's
Well, do tell.
Yeah, when we were on tour with Tom Cochran, that's Tom's guitar tech.
Oh, really?
And we met him, and we just thought, that is the perfect cowboy. And I walked up to him, and I was like, hey, we're wondering if we can tie you up, put you under a table, take a picture of you. You cool with that? And he was like, okay, let me know what time. And he's become a really good friend of ours.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
What was that like, out on tour with Tom Cochran?
Oh man, it was so fun. It was one of those things that I think we were slightly terrified to do, but did everything we could to prepare for it. And then the second we got to meet Tom and his crew, they were so kind, so welcoming, so, like, they became, like, I call them, like, band cousins. Like, they became very good friends, and, like, very quickly. And I think it was really great that Tom took a chance on us like that. We were still a very new band when he agreed to take us on tour. And
It
so
was our first tour.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so
Wow.
not only were we a young band, we were barely a band. And Tom was like, sure, I'll take these girls out. And for him to take that chance on us was amazing, and he was so supportive. And, you know, we ended up doing way more dates with him than what was initially even planned, because we got along so well, and the chemistry between the two bands was so good.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah,
Gotta love
so-
that.
And there's no more, like, I remember, because Tom had also asked us to get up and sing backups during his show as well. So we would play our
Yes.
set and then sing backing vocals for Tom during his show. And there is nothing more Canadian than standing on stage. Like, our first show was in Cranbrook, BC, standing in an arena on stage in Cranbrook, BC, with all of these screaming fans while we're on stage with Tom Cochran singing "Life Is a Highway."
Legend.
Yeah, it
Legend.
was. I
It doesn't
remember
get better than that.
Yeah, that being the first tour date we did as this band, and I'm like, I can't even believe what's happening right now.
It was definitely very surreal. The whole thing was like, wow, we're really doing this. Like, and you know, you talk about like life experiences and band experience, and I was saying, I say this oftentimes, that what we're really lucky is we get to have experiences that money can't buy. And singing on stage, Life is a Highway with Tom Cochran, like, money can't buy that. That's just a thing you get to do if you work hard, you know? And so it was,
That's even better than my highlight, which was so low scale. But
We need to hear your
okay,
highlights.
out of all the interviews I've done, I interviewed Heather Rankin.
oh, cool.
And she was very much a part of the Canada 150.
Right.
And so she had her Canada hockey sweater and all these lovely things. And she carried this Canada flag around with her. And she started singing "O Canada." And I ended up joining singing "O Canada"
That is
with
a
her. And it was
great Canadian
so cool. It was
That's
so
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
So it was just her and I in this little area. And it was just, but yeah, I loved it.
That's so
it was
cool.
awesome.
That's so cool.
Canadian girls, all of us.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've been asked this many, many times before. Nice Horse. Where did the name come from?
Okay, so as Brandy said, this band was a little bit of an accident. Like, we didn't set out to create a serious band. We just wanted to play together and be friends. And so when we were throwing around band names, we were not being very serious about it. And Brandy's dad, so you have to know this to understand where the name comes from. He's an old school cattle farmer from Rocky Mountain House, Alberta. And his favorite movie ever is The Man from Snowy River.
He's quite intimidating and sort of a grump.
He is. Accurate.
Just kidding, Dad, if you're watching this.
I didn't say it.
But she loves
did.
you. Brandy loves you, Dad.
I think he's fun.
And The Man from Snowy River features a very nice horse. And so Brandy, growing up, was always into opera. So she's trained as an opera singer. And her dad always just wanted her to sing one damn country song. So when we wrote a bunch of country songs and we're trying to name a country band, we're like, well, why don't we call it Nice Horse?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And it's stuck.
It's stuck.
It's stuck, yeah.
It's stuck.
Love it. Well, don't change it because it's perfect. Operatically trained.
Yes, everyone in this band has such a really diverse background of how they came to where we are now in music, and I feel like that's something we really need to celebrate. Krista and I are both classically trained. Krista has her master's degree in classical bassoon, and I have my master's degree in operatic voice. Katie did go to college for music, but she also cut her teeth as the lead singer of a very popular industrial rock band.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
Okay.
And Tara spent many years in
The metal band.
in the very great metal band, all-girl metal band Kitty.
Wow.
So we have such a diverse group of people in this band. But that's why
very diverse.
I feel like
that's awesome.
Yeah, and it's so great because I feel like that is what makes our sound pretty unique. I know Katie has said this before, we're a country band with a rock show. I love that about us. That's one of the funnest things is to be on stage and play that rock show, playing the country music that we love.
Yeah.
I love it. The only time I've had a chance to hear you perform was last year's CCMAs in Saskatoon, and you were part of Twin Kennedy's Sunrise Breakfast.
Yeah.
And you girls blew me away then. I mean, your energy, it was just so great.
Thank you so much.
Really, really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me today.
Thank you
Appreciate
so
it.
much, Linda. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Nice horse. Thanks so much. And I'm Linda Heldman for Canadian Beats.